Welcome to today's video. Today we're going to recap the 2022 CrossFit Games, but first I want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of the cheers, for all of the support, for all of the love all week long and all year long. For those of you who grabbed me and told me what you found valuable from our channel and how much we've changed or helped you on your fitness journey. That stuff does not go unnoticed, and we cannot thank you enough. This is why we're here doing what we do, and we love you guys, and we just want to say thank you so much. Also, I wanted to address everyone who sent me Instagram and Patrick Instagram messages asking if my parents were gonna steal those big decals off the elevator. Yes, they managed to do so, and they came prepared this year. They brought some plastic wrap so they didn't have to wrap them in their clothes like they did last year, if you followed along.
Baby's top.
We have those home. They're gonna be going up in CFP Fitness along with the other one, which is kind of fun. And now, to talk about the 2022 CrossFit Games. I've been getting a lot of messages asking if we were gonna put out a video. Of course we're gonna put out a video. We love being open, we love sharing our thoughts and our feelings and just sharing everything and bringing you all along for the ride with us. First, I just wanna congratulate Tia and Justin, the two fittest prevail again. It's really cool to see such a unique CrossFit Games and different styles of test and programming, and to see those two standing on top of the podium again, I think it's just a huge testament to their fitness and the hard work that they put in all year. And I think that is super cool to see them on top of the podium again, and I'm very, very excited for them. I want to start with my favorite events from the weekend. So what a weekend it was. It was so different than any other CrossFit Games, but it was definitely a breath of fresh air. It was something that you had no idea what was coming next. You just kept getting thrown through a loop, and it felt like anything was on the table and anything was possible. So you really had to question, am I prepared? It was definitely the unknown and the unknowable, and that made it for a really, really fun week. My very favorite event was the Capitol. I think like a lot of people, this was just a super, super cool event. I loved having the strongman balanced with that aerobic component of the 3.5 mile run. I literally was running my little heart out, trying to give myself as much of a head start into that 200-meter sandbag carry that I could up those steps. And I'm really proud of my efforts here. I feel like this event was also super cool because the community got to come out onto the streets and just line the entire Capitol, downtown Madison. And I've never heard and seen so many fans screaming. It actually kind of reminded me of when I ran the Boston Marathon. And I thought that was just a super cool piece. I thought the event was really well done. And it was something that I never thought that I would do. I never thought I would be able to carry that 150-pound sandbag upstairs after giving so much at the start of that event. So I feel like that one unfolded really cool, and I have to say that was probably one of my all-time favorite events that I've ever done in all of my CrossFit Games. My next favorite event is the sandbag clean. When that was announced, I have to admit, I was like, are you kidding? Like, that's what we're doing for our max lift? And I even told Boz that. I was like, I wasn't so sure. But then the next morning I told him it turned out amazing. I was so impressed with all of the men and all of the women and what we were all able to lift. In the back, we were nervous. This was another event that was really unknown. Yes, we know how to pick up sandbags, but getting it to your shoulder, stopping it, controlling it, releasing that arm, that's a whole different ballgame. And the sandbags were really big. I remember stepping up to one, and I think it was past my kneecaps at one point. I was hoping to get to 180 pounds. The heaviest sandbag I'd ever lifted was 160. Getting to that 200-pound sandbag for me was a huge PR and something I'm really proud of. I also loved watching this event unfold. I loved the battle between Jacqueline Dahlstrom and Danny Spiegel at the end, and I absolutely loved watching Danny Spiegel smash that 250-pound sandbag. I think this event turned out super cool. I think it was super functional. My next favorite was actually back 9. Yes, probably not one of my top placings. However, I am so proud, and it was such a victory for me to carry the 485-pound yoke. If you've followed my CrossFit journey in any CrossFit Games, the yoke has showed up, and that has really been an Achilles heel, and I've pretty much almost not even been able to do it. It's been like 3 or 4 steps drop, 3 or 4 steps drop. So to carry 54 feet with a 485-pound yoke into a heavy clean from the floor, 215, and then heavy deads back to the yoke to be able to finish the event under the time cap is a huge victory for myself. So I thought this event was really cool. I'm so impressed with how fast some of the women were able to do this, and it just shows how strong everyone is continuing to get as the sport continues to progress. I didn't think we'd ever see a yoke over 455 to 465, and here they upped it to 485, and women were still basically running with it on their back. I think that's just a really cool testament to what we can achieve as women and people who work really hard in the sport. My final favorite, again, probably one you guys didn't see coming, was Jackie Pro. The reason Jackie Pro was my favorite is when he announced that the women had to row a sub 340. It couldn't be 340.01, it had to be 340.00 or under. That meant I had to hold a 149. I think I looked at Pat and I almost had tears in my eyes just thinking like, oh my gosh, it's the last event, I don't want to get cut. I have only rowed a sub 340 one time in my entire life, and it was in the 2020 CrossFit Games with my entire gym standing in my ears screaming for me. So the fact that I had to go onto the Coliseum floor at the end of a very tough weekend and try to row a 1K PR before going into 50 thrusters and 30 bar muscle ups was something I was honestly afraid of. I didn't warm up my thrusters, I didn't warm up my bar muscle ups. I treated this workout as a 1K row 4 times because I knew for me, that's what I had to get through before worrying about the other stuff. I ended up rowing a new PR of 337.6 and finishing the thrusters and the bar muscle ups under the cap. For me, this was one of my favorite events because it really pushed me outside of my comfort zone. It challenged me to do something that I would have never ever tried in my entire life. And now I realize that I can do it. So it pushed the limits, and that's why I do CrossFit, and that's why I compete at the CrossFit Games. Those are my 4 favorite events. I think I would have had one other favorite event, but it did get changed. So the alpaca was an event I was so freaking stoked about. I've been excited and I've trained L-sit rope climbs. I've done the legless descent. I love legless. If you guys watch semifinals, you know I had the fastest time on the 10 legless rope climbs. I do not love the sled and the heavy clean and jerks, but I felt like this was probably the most balanced workout CrossFit has ever programmed, and I was really looking forward to giving it a try and attacking it. I understand and I appreciate CrossFit taking our safety at the highest concern and making sure that no one was injured so we could all finish out our games and also continue our fitness journey. That absolutely is the first priority, but I can't admit I was totally bummed with the change that they made removing those rope climbs. I truly believe this probably would have been one of my favorite events of the weekend, but woulda, shoulda, coulda, you can't do anything about the rain, but that's sport and that's just part of what we sign up for. So you gotta move on. I guess you guys know I'll be practicing some really heavy clean and jerks with those kettlebells coming up. Every CrossFit Games is super different, and this one was no exception. It was super fun, it was a great challenge, and to be honest, the crowd, you guys are what makes it. I think the crowd was double the size of last year, and we can't thank you enough for all of your cheers, all of your screams, showing all of your love and providing all of your support. It's why we do what we do, and it's something I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that I get the opportunity, and that also I got to meet some of you guys there. Make sure you guys stay tuned because we do have some new exciting stuff coming, so don't forget, subscribe. That's probably where we'll release it first. And again, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Have a great day.